Hi everyone. So in this video we are going to see the calculator tips for shortcuts that are related to time value of money or mathematics of finance. So here first of all I wish to share how to use calculator. Along with that, if you know the formula, I'll tell you how to use that formula to reduce the length of the solution. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So I'm starting off with simple interest. So the first question here I wish to explain is, look at this, guys. So I have marked some questions in this concept so that you can get many more tricks that are related to time value of money based upon these questions. So the first question that I wish to explain here is question number 70. So the question is, in how much time would the simple interest on a certain sum be 0.125 times of principal at 10% per annum? Got it? So in how much time would the simple interest on a certain sum be 0.125 times of principal at 10% per annum? That's what our question is. So let's see, guys. Generally people will write simple interest is equals to, they'll take the principal as 100 to solve this question, and they'll calculate simple interest is equals to 0.125 times of principal. Means what they will do, 0.125 into principal. What is a principal? 100, right? So 0.125 into 100 will be equals to 12.5. So they'll write simple interest equals to 12.5. Now the formula for simple interest they'll write as PTR by 100. Of course, PTR by 100 equals to 12.5. And you know that the principal is 100. So time duration. So according to the question, the time duration is to be calculated and rate of interest is 10% per annum, right? Rate of interest is 10%. So time is question mark, R equals to 10. Of course, by 100 equals to 12.5. Now look at this, guys. Whenever you want to start a calculation, start off with the term that is a single value. So if you look at this terminology here, left side there is 100, of course T, of course 10 along with 100 in the denominator. But at the right side there is only one figure. What is that? 12.5. My suggestion to you all is, if you are starting a calculator, if you're going to start to use your calculator, enter a value which is a single value. I mean to say, don't start with 100 into 10 by 100. Just start off with 12.5. Okay, 12.5. Guys, if you bring this 100 to the right side, it will become into 100, no? Into 100. Now, look at this. This is by 100 and this is by 10, right? By 100 by 10. So, it will be 1.25. Guys, here you must understand one thing. We are using simple interest formula, means P means principal, T means time in what? Years. That's what you need to understand. This is where everybody takes T equals to 1.25. What is 1.25? Is it 1.25 years or 1.25 months or something else? Remember, it's 1.25 years. Got it? 1.25 years. Suppose if I wanted to convert this into months, you people will write 1.25 into 12, right? So what is 1.25 into 12? It's 15. So the answer is how many months? 15 months. It's up to you. If the answer is in terms of months, write down the answer in terms of months. If the answer is in terms of years, write down the answer in terms of years. So look at this, guys. So here option is what? 15 years, but the answer is 15 months. Kindly look at option B. It's 1.25 only, but it is not 1.25 years. It is 1.25 months. Take care of that. So T is always expressed in terms of years. So you should not write it in terms of months. T is actually years. T is 1.25 years. But that 1.25 years is not at all available in any of the options. That's why I have converted the answer in terms of months. So 15 years is wrong answer. 1.25 months is wrong answer. 15 months is the correct answer. 1 year, 6 months means how many months, guys? 1 year. 6 months means put together 18 months. So the correct answer is actually option C. So here what I wish to tell you is, don't follow this method. You people will go to calculate T in the same manner that everybody explains. So instead of writing P equal to 100 and calculating simple interest, my better suggestion to you all is simple interest on a certain sum means he's giving you simple interest. B is an alternative word for is. That's why I'm writing is equals to 0.125 times. Times means addition or multiplication? Multiplication of principal. So write it like this instead of taking P equal to 100. So calculating interest, that and all gives you 2 more lines of calculation, right? So don't do that. Just write simple interest on a certain sum B. B is an alternative word for is. That's why I'm writing equals to 0.125 times. So 0.125 into P. Got it? So now you know that simple interest is equals to what? PTR by 100 equals to 0.125 into P. Now, are you able to cancellate anybody directly? Yes, of course, we can cancellate P and P. So what else is left at the left side? T into R by 100 equals to 0.125. And you know that what is R equals to? R value is equals to what, Nana? 10. Now, start up your calculation like what I said. Start off with a single figure. What is the single figure that is there? It is at the right side, which is 0.125. Now, 0.125 and a 0.125. So if you take this 10 to the right side, it will become into 10 or by 10? By 10, no? Next, if you take this 100 to the right side, it will become into 100. So the same answer, guys. Again, I got T equals to 1.25 years only. But have a look at the length of the solution. So there's no need to write down all these values like take P equals to 100 or P equals to 1000. So instead of that, keep them as it is. It is given that simple interest is 0.125 times. That's why I have used into symbol of principal. So principal is denoted by P. No more substitutions are required. So don't go through taking that P equals to 100. Don't follow those traditional methods. Simply take simple interest is means equals to 0.125 times means 0.125 into principal. So that's what about 17th question, guys. Now, look at this. In simple interest, a sum of money doubles itself in how many years? 10 years. The number of years it would triple itself. So to solve this question, we have to calculate rate of interest, but I'm not doing that. We have a shortcut to solve this question. So in simple interest, if a certain sum of money doubles itself in T years, doubles itself in how many years? T years. Then it will become K times of itself. K times of itself in K minus 1 into T years. In simple interest, if a certain sum of money doubles itself in T years, then it will become K times of itself in K minus 1 into T years. That shortcut is already provided to you in your synopsis, guys. So now my money doubles itself in how many years? 10 years. So I'm taking T equals to 10. Now I have to find the number of years in which it would triple itself. Means how many times of itself? 3 times. So I must take K equals to how much? 3. So this will be 3 minus 1. What is 3 minus 1? 2 into T. T means how many years? 10. 2 into 10 is going to be how many years? 20 years. So no need to calculate rate of interest or something else. Okay. Now look at this. A certain sum of money amounted to 575 at 5% in a time in which 750 amounted to 840 at 4%. If the rate of interest is simple, find the sum. So guys, please try to understand. It's a combination of two MCQs. Certain sum amounted to 575 at 5% in a time means here in this at this point he didn't mention the time in which 750 amounted to 840 at 4%. 750 amounted to 840. May I know what is principal? 750. What is amount? 840. So guys, since you are talking about simple interest, tell me the formula for amount. A equals to P into 1 plus TR by 100. Am I correct? Yes. Now, so 750 amounted to 840 means 840 is the amount. Principal? 750. So into 1 plus, we don't know the time, but we know the rate of interest as 4%, right? So that's why I'm writing into 4 by 100. Guys, now I'll tell you how to calculate this t value directly with the help of your calculator. So I've already told you, you need to enter a single figure first time. What is the single figure that is here? 840. Please enter that 840. Are you? Now, take the 750. Guys, you should not take the bracket directly outside, left to the left side to the or to the other side. You have to take the terms before that first. What is the term before the bracket? 750. Take this 750 to the left side. If you take it to the left side, this will become divided by. So 840 divided by 750. Are you done? So means you're done till this step. Now you have to take this fellow to the left side. Means plus 1. If this plus 1 comes to left side, yeah, minus 1. Got it? Now you have to take this 100 to the left side. If this divided by 100 comes to left side, into 100. Now you have to take this fellow to the left side. Into 4 comes to the left side means divided by 4. Yeah, there is your answer. What's your answer? 3. So what is your time duration, guys? 3 years. Means I don't expect to write this 840 by 750 in one step by minus one step. So everything should be performed exactly by using one step. All that you need to do is use your calculator to the fullest. Let me repeat the calculation, guys. So I'm starting with a single figure that I have already told you. My calculation should always start off with a single value. What is that single value? 840. Enter that. Now the 750 you have to bring it to the left side. Means it will become 840 by 750. Are you done? So now if you take this plus 1 to the left side, it will become minus 1. If you take this divide by 100 to the left side, it will become into 100. If you take this into 4 to the left side, it will become divided by 4. That's what I'm doing. And finally, I got t equals to 3 years. Now the question is not completed yet. Now let me repeat. So certain sum amounted to, means I don't know the sum, but that is amounted to how much? 575. At what rate of interest? 5%. In how many years? Yes, the previous time. How many years? 3 years. So P amounted to 575 at 5% in 3 years. My principal is P, which amount to 575. So again, I'm writing the formula for amount. What is the formula for amount? Amount 575 equals to P into 1 plus time duration is 3 years and rate of interest is what? 5%. Now guys, look at this. All that you need to do is calculation of P, right? For that, you need not to calculate this value first time and this value the next time. Let me tell you guys. So please do the underlined part first. So guys, here you might have this doubt. There are two terms in the underlined part. Which one you need to do it first? Is there anything to do with one? No, nothing. So that is why perform 3 into 5 by 100 first. Let me do that. 3 into 5 by 100. That is 0.15. Now, please add 1 plus 1. This is 1.15. Guys, look at this. For your better understanding, I'm writing it as a step. This is actually P into 1.15. If I take this 1.15 to the left side, it will become 1.15 whole inverse, right? And that is equals to P. So guys, you are already having 1.15 in your calculator. There's no need to write another step. So to calculate this 1.15 inverse, use the symbols divided by and equals to. First divided by and then equals to. So you have 1.15 whole inverse, which is 0.86956. That is to be multiplied by 575 into 575. Yes, my answer is 499.99, which means it is approximately 500. So guys, just writing out the formula is important. The calculator, if you know how to use it very well, it takes only one step to solve a question. So let me repeat, guys. So what I'm doing is, I'm completing the value that is inside of bracket first. Who is inside of bracket? 1 plus 3 into 5 by 100. So there's no need to perform 1 initially because that 1 is not a complicated term, right? So every time if you are performing a calculation, please perform the complicated part first. The complicated part is 3 into 5 by 100. Do that first. 3 into 5 by 100. Have you? Now do plus 1. This is 1.15. This 1.15 is multiplying here. If I take it to the left side, it will become by 1.15. Means I'm writing it as 575 into 1.15 inverse. So I'm having this 1.15 in my calculator. To calculate inverse, just use, so you are having 1.15, use divided by and equals to, divided by equals to. This is your inverse. Got it? So multiply this one with 575 into 575. So finally I got 500. Got it, guys? So 1.15 inverse into 575. So here you learned how to calculate inverse. And one more thing, guys, there's nothing to be written on the paper here if you know the formula, because you know that amount is 575. You know that time duration is 3 years, so rate of interest is 5%. So all that you need to do is use your brain to complete a calculation. Yes, this fellow is multiplying at the right side. If I bring it to the left side, it will become divided by. Use only the basics, because if there is plus at the right side, if it comes to the left side, it will become, yeah, if plus is transported to the left side, means it will become minus only, right? If into is transported to the left side, it will become divided by. If divided by is transported to the other side, it will become into. So vice versa, right? Into will become divided by becomes into. Plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus. These are all the basic rules, no? So use those basic rules only. There's nothing that is using that you are using additionally except inverse calculation. Now, how to calculate the inverse of a number by using calculator? Just by performing divided by equals to. And finally I got P equals to how much, guys? 500. Means if you know the calculator, if you know how to use calculator, it's just exactly 2 steps to complete a question. So here what I'm using is, I'm using the formula for amount. The formula for amount is A equals to P of 1 plus TR by 100. So how to calculate the inverse, guys? Just use divided by equals to. Let me show you the next question. So look at 29, guys. Sorry, 28. In simple interest, 2 equal amounts of money was deposited in a bank, in 2 banks at 15% fixed for 3.5 years and 5 years. In the either, means he is depositing the same money. Means if he is depositing 1000 rupees in the initial case, he is depositing 1000 rupees in the second case also. So they were deposited in 2 different banks. Both of them were deposited at 15% only, but one is deposited for 3.5 years and the other one is deposited for 5 years. The difference between the interest amounts from the bank is how much, guys? 144. Find the sum. So guys, what shortcut that I wish to give it to you here is, so what I know by reading out the question is, the principals in both the banks are same. And the rate of interest in both the banks are also same. Who is varying? The time duration is varying, right? In such a case, please do remember, the difference between amounts is nothing but the difference between interest. Amounts difference is equals to interest difference. And one more thing, the formula for interest need not be written separately. Just simply write P is a constant, simple interest has P. T is varying, no? Write it like T2 minus T1. Madam, why don't you write T1 minus T2? Because you are writing I1 minus I2. It's not actually I1 minus I2. It is actually I2 minus I1, because the term that is deposited is 3.5 years in the first case and 5 years in the second case. In which case you are going to get more interest? The second case only, right? So that is why I'm writing T2 minus T1. So it should be actually not I1 minus I2. It is actually to be I2 minus I1. So I'm writing it as PT R by 100. Guys, no need to write down the interest formula separately like I1 minus I2. I know that P is constant, so keep P as it is. I know that R is constant, so keep R as it is. What is the formula for simple interest? Actually, PTR by 100. So here T is varying, no? Just write down the difference of terms in both the cases. That will be the formula for interest. Okay. So, according to the question, the principal is not known and the difference between interest is how much, guys? 144. I'm writing like this. 144 equals to, I don't know, P. And I know that the second time duration is 5 years and the first time duration is 3.5 years. And the difference between 5 and 3.5 is what? 1.5. And the rate of interest according to the question is 15% by 100. Take your calculator. I've already told you to use either this value, or if you want, you can use this entire calculation. Do it, guys. 1.5 into 15 by 100. How much? 0.225. That 0.225 is multiplying here, no? If you bring it to the left side, divided by equals to, do that, into 144. How much? I got 639.9 bar, which means 640. The answer takes exactly one step if you know how to use your calculator. Guys, this calculation can be performed in two ways. One is entering 144 into 100 by 1.5 by 15. This has many steps. That's why I'm not doing that, because now you are aware of inverse calculation. I'm directly performing this value first. Mean to say I'm calculating 1.5 into 15 by 100. I'm doing that first. This value is multiplying here. If I take it to the left side, it will become inverse. And I have given you how to calculate inverse. How to calculate inverse, which symbol is to be used? Divided by equals to. Now then multiply your answer with 144. Then you need to multiply your answer with 144 so that your answer is 640. That's a simple calculation, right? Now, please have a look at 29 and tell me the shortcut to solve this. Two equal sums means principals are same in both the cases, right? One is lent at 7% and the other one is lent at 5%. Means the rates of interest are varying. The interest earned on the two loans adds up to how much? 960. For how many years? 4 years. Guys, please try to understand. Here he did not give you the difference of interest. What he gave you? He gave you the sum of interest. Got it? Sum of interest. So, in the previous case, we have calculated the difference of interest. Now, suppose if I asked you to tell me the formula for sum of interest. Yeah, that's a simple task, no? Initially, we have calculated the difference of the terms that are varying. Now, we'll calculate the sum of the terms that are varying. So, the principal is same. So, I'm keeping the principal as it is. The time duration is also same. And the rate of interest is varying. That's why I'm writing R1 plus R2. Try to understand this. There's no need to write multiple formulas here. Just put them together, keep them together and write it as one formula so that you can save a lot of time. So, the interest sum is how much, guys? 960. We don't know the principal, but time duration is 4 years. Into what is R1 plus R2? 7 plus 5, how much? 12 by 100. Take the help of your calculator now. So, it's up to you. Let me perform 4 into 12 by 100 first. What is 4 into 12 by 100? 4 into 12 by 100 is 0.48. That 0.48 is multiplying at the right side. If you take it to the left side, it will become inverse. How to calculate inverse? Divided by equals to into 960. So, I got 1999.9 bar, which is considered as 2000. So, it's all about understanding the question and writing the formula in a better way. Yes, you people will write first interest plus second interest. What is the use of writing two formulas and substituting everything? They both the principles are same, both the time durations are same. Rate of interest is varying. If he asked you to calculate the difference of interest, calculate the difference of rates of interest. If he asked you to calculate the sum of interest, just take the sum of rates of interest. That is the only difference between previous question and this question, guys. And of course, to reduce the length of solution, formula is must. If you know the formula, then only the length of solution will be reduced. Even if you know multiple calculator tips, it's a waste thing because you don't know the formula, right? So, take care of the formulas too. Your formulas are also important tools. Of course, not only here, at everywhere formulas are very important tools, right? So, if you are aware of formula, there's no need of substitution even because you have all these values in your brain. or else you have all these values in front of your eyes, right? So just substitute them, use your calculator, that's it. Let me show you the next question, guys. The next question is question 30. A person borrows 5,000 for how many years? 2 years at 4% per annum simple interest. Yes, let me assume that I am that person who borrowed 5,000 for 2 years at 4% per annum simple interest. He immediately lends it to another person at 6/4%. So guys, please don't get confused about mixed fractions. Please do calculate 1/4. 1/4 means 0.25 plus 6. Yeah, 6.25. In particular, non-math students, you need not worry about these mixed fractions, guys. Just do calculate this fraction first, means 1/4. Add it to 6. There's no need to do 6 into 4, 24 plus 1, 25/4. Use your calculator, that's what I'm saying. 1/4 is 0.25 and of course plus 6. Put together it is 6.25. So means he's a very intelligent guy. He took it as a loan from someone else and he immediately lends it to someone else, right? So what is the gain in the transaction per year? Please read out the question thoroughly. What is the gain in the transaction per year? Guys, here the money that was lent by the fellow was for how many years? 2 years. Though it is for 2 years, I don't bother even if he take the money for 3 years or 4 years. I bother about the answer only. Now the question that he asked is about find the gain. Gain means the difference, right? Gain means the difference only, right? So you know the formula for difference. Difference in the transaction for 2 years or for 1 year? For 1 year. So guys, you generally calculate this gain for 2 years and then you will divide with 2 to get the answer. But I'll not suggest you to go through that. What is the use of writing this many steps? So he asked us to calculate the gain per only 1 year, right? So what am I doing here is, yes, he borrowed the money. How much money was borrowed? 5,000. So principal is same in both the cases, right? Yes, principal is 5,000. So he borrowed the money for how many years? 2 years. But I need the gain for only 1 year, right? That's why I'm taking the time duration as 1 year. What is the use of writing for 2 years and then dividing with 2? I'm simply taking my time duration as 1 year because my interest is calculating the gain for only 1 year. And who are varying here, guys? Rates of interest are varying, right? Let me calculate the difference of rates of interest. What is the rate of interest in first case? 4%. Second case, 6.25. Yeah, now if I asked you to find the gain, gain means difference in interest only, right? So I2 minus I1. Tell me the formula. P into T into R2 minus R1 by 100. Guys, let us use a calculator rather than substituting anything now. So guys, first of all, please complete R2 minus R1. Take your calculator. 6.25 minus 4, which is 2.25, right? Into the time duration is actually 2 years, but though I'm not taking the time duration as 2 years. Why? Because my final target is to calculate the gain per only 1 year. So don't waste your time. Take the time duration as 1 year only. Into 1. Into what is your principal, all of you? 5,000 only, right? Into 5,000 by 100. How much answer that you people got? 112.5. So got the difference, guys. Till now you people will do calculate the interest for difference of interest for 2 years and then you will calculate the interest for 1 year. So please don't waste your time. Just simply take the time duration as 1 year. So the calculation tip is calculate, no need to substitute anything. First of all, calculate the complex part. What is the complex part? Means the biggest part. R2 minus R1. Do that first. And then multiply it with T. There's no need to multiply because T value is 1, right? Into P. What is P value? 5,500. The answer will be 112.5. So guys, through all these 3 questions, what I wish to convey is, if it is difference between interest, I'll write I2 minus I1 or I1 minus I2. If it is difference between amounts also, I'll write on the same because the principles are same, no? Whenever the principles are same, difference between amount is nothing but difference between interest. So now you need to write down the interest 1 minus interest 2, which is P1 T1 R1 by 100 minus P2 to T2 R2 by 100. So don't do all those things. So whoever are varying If it is about difference of interest, calculate the difference of them. If it is sum of interest, calculate the sum of them. So suppose in my question, my rate of interest is varying and I need to calculate the sum of interest. P, T, R1 plus R2 by 100. So in another case, time duration is varying and my target is to calculate the sum of interest only. P into T1 plus T2 into R by 100. So in another case, rate of interest is varying and I need to calculate the difference of interest. Formula P, T, R2 minus R1 by 100 or P, T, R1 minus R2 by 100. So in another case, I need to calculate the difference of interest, but time duration is varying. So the formula is P into T1 minus T2 into R by 100. So if it is sum means you will add. If it is difference means you will subtract. And the calculation, while performing calculation, first of all perform the complex part first and then go for the simple parts. Okay. So let me show you the next part. I mean to say next question. Yeah. So 32 question. Before getting into 32, let me tell you a simple shortcut that is related to two amounts, guys. So guys, throughout this concept, whether it is simple interest or compound interest, I don't bother about that. What I'm trying to say is, if you are given with two amounts, how many amounts? Two amounts. The shortest way of solving that question is calculate the ratio of amounts. Whether it is simple interest or compound interest, it is irrespective to me. If you are given with two amounts in any question, just calculate the ratio of amounts. That is the shortest possible way of solving a question. So let me repeat, guys. Whenever you are given with two amounts in a question, to solve that, start off with calculating the ratio of amounts, even if it is simple interest or compound interest. If you are given with two amounts in a question, just do calculate the ratio of amounts. Madam, which amount you would need to write in the numerator? There's no such restriction, guys. Whatever comes first, follow that. Okay. There's no restriction that the bigger amount should be written on the numerator and the smaller amount should be written on the denominator. So no such criteria. But the shortest possible way of solving question is, or the way of reducing number of steps is calculating the ratio of amounts. Now one more thing. Madam, you've been solving it from many years, so that's why you know that for this question option verification is possible. For this question is option verification is not possible. Then how do we know that for a particular question is option verification is possible and for a particular question option verification is not possible? So let me crack that first. Okay. So guys, for that I'm taking example as 32, guys. So in 32, I wish to tell you two things. Whenever you are given with two amounts in a question, the shortest possible method of solving that question is calculating the ratio of amounts. That is the first thing that I wish to convey. The second thing is, how do you know that a question is related to, question is possibly solved with the help of option verification? Yes. Look at this, guys. In simple interest, a sum of money amounts to 6,200 in 2 years and 7,400 in 3 years. So 6,200 is the amount after how many years? 2 years. 7,400 is the amount after how many years? 3 years. The principal and the rate of interest are. So guys, I'll say why option verification is possible for this question. Guys, by reading out the entire question, what do you understand by reading out that 6,200 and 7,400? Are there principals or the amounts or interest or rate of interest or time durations? Yes, they are the amounts. Am I correct? Yeah. If they are given with, the question is filled with amounts. May you know the formula for amount? Yes. P of 1 plus TR by 100. Guys, please try to understand. Amount is given in the question. So give a tick mark. It is there. What else is given in the question? Time duration, of course, right? So give a tick symbol to time duration also. Now have a look at the options. Then the principal and the rate of interest are. So what are provided to you in the options? P and R. Now please have a look at the complete figure. I mean to say have a look at the complete formula. Is A is covered? Yes, A is covered in the question. Is P is covered? Yes, it is covered in the options. It is covered in the options, right? So whether it is question or options, it is irrespective. Is P is covered or not? That's what I mean. Yes, it is covered. So 1, it's a value, no? Next, is T is covered? Yes, it is covered in the question itself. Is R is covered? Yes, it is covered in the options. Is there anybody else who is vacant? No. Everybody is covered. So means what I wish to convey to you is, have a look at the question as well as options. If all the 4 aspects that are there in the formula are covered, option verification is possible. Guys, for example, for the same question, if it is mentioned that calculate only the principal, means who is not available? Rate of interest is not available. So, I can't tick R because R is not available. Now tell me, yes, in the question A is there, in the option P is there, in the question T is there, but who is not covered? R is not covered. So, option verification is not possible. Whenever all the terms that are related to a formula are covered in the question along with the option verification is possible. Of course, now if you have a look at the previous questions also, for many questions option verification is possible. Yes, I can confidently say that throughout this topic, for many questions option verification is possible. If you are not able to trace out the perfect method of solution, or if you're not able to solve it on your own with the help of the regular information that is provided to you in the question, you can simply go ahead with the option verification for many questions. The simple logic is this one, guys. He is talking about amount. What is the formula for amount? A equal to P of 1 plus T R by 100. What are all the 4 values that are here? A, P, T, R. A is available in the question. P is available in the options. T is available in the question. R is available in the option. Means all the 4 terms are covered in the question along with options. No? So, option verification is possible. Now, let me tell you the process of option verification first. And then I'll teach you the method of solution also in a shortest way. So, in simple interest, a sum of money amounts to 6,200 in how many years? 2 years. So, let me take option A as the correct answer. Tell me the formula for amount. A equals to P of 1 plus TR by 100. This is your principal. This is your rate of interest. And time duration is 2 years. Take your calculator. Time duration, how many years? 2 years. I have already told you to start off with the complex part, right? So, this TR by 100 is the complex part, right? So, I'm taking the time duration as 2 years and rate of interest as 31.58. 2 into 31.58 by 100 plus 1 into P. What is P? 3,800. How much you people got? 6,200 point something, right? Since R is decimal value, don't expect perfect answer. You'll get a nearest value. Yeah, 6,200, accept it. Now, please read out the next line, guys. The next line is, so in 3 years, it will become how much? 7,400. Means, please replace T equal to 3 years. 3 into 31.58 by 100. Perform it, guys. 3 into 31.58 by 100 plus 1. Into P. What is P according to option A? Into 3,800. So, how much is this? 7,400.0.12, which is approximately 7,400 only, right? Yeah, go ahead with option A only. Got it? So, for option A, the possible answers are we are getting the possible answers. So, option A is the correct answer. So, madam, if we don't want option verification, means we want to solve this question through a regular method. So, guys, I'll suggest you 2 methods here. So, I'll tell you how to write down the correct answer without writing anything on the paper. This 7,400 is amount after how many years? 3 years. 6,200 is amount after 2 years. Amount after 2 years means principal plus 2 years of interest will be there, right? Amount after 3 years means principal plus 3 years of interest is there. Let me repeat. Amount after 2 years means principal plus 2 years of interest will be there. Amount after 3 years means principal plus 3 years of interest will be there. What is the difference between first one and the second one? Yeah, principal and 2 years of interest is there. Principal and 3 years of interest is here. Yeah, 1 year interest, right? Yeah, that is what you need to understand. That kind of conceptual clarity should be there. 6,200 and 7,400 difference. 1,200. 1200 is the interest for 1 year, no? Then tell me the interest for 2 years. Yeah, 1200 into 2. For 2 years, the interest is 2400 and the amount is 6200. So the difference between amount and interest is called as principal, right? So calculate 6200 minus 2400, 3800. 3800 is your principal, no? Yeah, this is another way to identify the correct answer. Yes, of course, option D, none is there. I'll calculate rate of interest and then only I'll confirm option A is the correct answer. Or else, if you want to solve this question, so let me show you the method. I've already told you guys to calculate to solve the question of this kind, the best way is identifying ratio of amounts. There's no restriction that you have to calculate the ratio of amount 1 by amount 2 or amount 2 by amount 1. So guys, I'm writing 7200 is the amount after how many years? 3 years. That's why I'm writing P into 1 plus 3R by 100. 7,400, 6,200. So let me replace it. 7,400 and 6,200, no? 7,400, 6,200. 6,200 is the amount after how many years? 2 years. That's why I'm writing P into 1 plus 2R by 100. So guys, if you observe this, who are going to be cancelled directly? I can cancellate both the zeros. Of course, I can cancellate both the P's. Guys, look at this. I'm replacing R by 100 as I because you are aware of compound interest. R by 100 can be replaced by I. Now, let me go for cross multiplication. 74 into 1, 74. 74 into 2, 148 I. 62 into 1, 62 plus 62 into 3. What is 62 into 3? 186 I. So, tell me what is 186 minus 148? Yeah, it is how much? 38 I. So, what is 74 minus 62? 12. So, 38 by 12 or 12 by 38 to get I. Yeah, to get I need to perform 12 by 38. So, what is 12 by 38? 0.31578. That is the value of I. 0.31578. So, guys, let me tell you one thing. This is I value. To calculate R, you must multiply this answer with 100. What we got is 31.578. 31.578. Listen to me, guys. Keep that value in your calculator only because we need that value. 31.578 approximately taken as 31.58. So now you know I value, right? You have this value, no? 0.31578. You have this, no? Multiply that with 3 into 3 plus 1. So this is actually P into, no? This is actually 7,400. I am using my numerator. I did 1 plus 3i. This 1 plus 3i is multiplying. If I take it to the left side, it will become inverse. How to calculate inverse? Divided by equals to into 7,400. I got 3,800.0000, which is taken as 3,800. Guys, let me repeat. I got I value. And based upon my numerator, I know that P into 1 plus 3i is equals to 7,400. I'm having this one as 0.31578. Multiply that one with 3 and then add 1. Now you're having this fellow. If you take it to the right side, it will become inverse. Do inverse and then multiply it with 7,400. So you'll definitely get P value. Means there's no need to write anything on the paper except that formula ratio. So if you write down the ratio, the solution becomes more easy. Otherwise, it will become more complicated, guys. So try to understand the significance of shortcuts. Here, if you calculate this with the help of ratios, the length of solution is reduced. So whatever the other method that you follow, the length of solution will be huge compared to this one. So you can solve this question in 3 ways, guys. One is option verification. The next one is calculation of interest and then calculation of principal, or else the regular solution. So it is up to you. It is completely up to you. Whatever the method that you follow, the final answer is same. But what I wish to tell you is reduce the length of the solution so that you'll be having more time to complete complicated part of a paper. Okay, so let me show you the next question, guys. So here I wish to take question number 40. Look at the importance of 40. In simple interest, a trust fund has invested 30,000 In how many bonds? Two different types of bonds, which pays 5% and 7% interest respectively. Determine how much amount is invested in the second bond if the trust obtains an annual total interest of, guys, this time we are interested in calculating the sum of interest or difference of interest. Sum of interest. But please be clear, we are using our calculator only. We are not writing anything on the paper. Yeah, we are using only a calculator. If the trust obtain an annual total interest of how much? 1600. Guys, annual interest means how many years of interest? 1 year. So I'm taking time duration as 1 year. So now let me repeat the second sentence. Determine how much amount is invested in the second bond. So he is actually investing 30,000 in a total, which he is dividing it into two parts. Let me assume that option A is the correct answer. So guys, please be clear. You are investing a sum of how much? 30,000, right? Out of 30,000, second part is 5,000. Means to say, what is your first part? Yeah, take the help of your calculator. 30,000 minus 5,000. How much? 25,000. You are investing this 25,000 at what rate of interest? 5%, no? For how many years? 2 years, right? I'm calculating the interest PTR by 100. I'm already having P in my calculator into T. Into T is into 1 into R. What is your rate of interest? 5 by 100. PTR by 100. What I got is 1,250. 1,250 is the interest that I got from the first bond. Use your calculator memory, which is called as M plus, means sending it into calculator's memory and I'm adding it into calculator's memory. M plus. Now guys, what is the second part according to option A? 5,000. I have entered 5,000 into time duration. How many years? 1 year. Into rate of interest is what? 7. Into 7 by 100 is how much? 350. So this is also to be added, no? So use M plus again. Means we have added the first interest to the calculator's memory and we have added second interest. We are also adding second interest. Now MRC, recall everything that is added in memory or subtracted in memory. MRC, how much you got? 1,600. That's what my answer is, right? So if you know the formula of simple interest, you need not enter anything on the paper. You need not write anything on the paper. It's completely about your calculator usage. Just use your calculator. Okay. So guys, what I'm trying to do is, he said that the total interest that I got is 1,600, right? So he is asking us to calculate the investment that was done by you in the second part. And it is given that the total value is 30,000. If the second part is 5,000, what is the first part? 15,000, no. So it's a simple guess. So use your option verification techniques also. Sometimes verification also not possible, means elimination. Yeah, I'll tell you the elimination technique also. Look at the next question, guys. So guys, I know for 41st question, you people will go for option verification. Yeah, of course. What will you do means, for 70,000, let me read out the question first. Mr. Bajaj invested 1/7 of his total investment at 4% per annum and half of the total investment at 5% and the rest at 6% in simple interest. In 1 year, he received a total interest. Total interest means you have to add all the interest, right? Total interest of 730. What is the total value of investment? So means he's talking about the total value of investment, right? So means you have to understand what is the sum of all the investments, right? The first part is 1/7 and the second part is half and the third part is the rest. People will write x by 7 or x by 2. Rest means x minus x by 2 minus x by 7. Or else they will use their calculator and they will go for option verification, like they'll start off with 70,000, 70,000 by 7, 70,000 by half, balance. But my suggestion to you all is, because you are aware of arithmetic mean properties, guys, the first principle is 1/7, no? The second principle is half. And the third principle is balance, right? All the three principles are same or different. Different, right? They are invested at same rate or different rates? Different rate. Means different principle is invested at different rates, means we have to use weighted average, right? Now what am I using is, I don't have much time to calculate weighted average. So what I do is, I'll calculate the simple average so that I'll not get the perfect answer, but I'll get a nearest answer. No? Yeah, let me show you that. The first rate of interest is 4%, the second rate of interest is 5%, and the third rate of interest is 6%. No? What am I doing is, I'm calculating the arithmetic mean of 4, 5, 6. Of course, what is the arithmetic mean of 4, 5, 6? 5. I'm doing 4 plus 5 plus 6 by 3, which is 5. So I got the average rate of interest as how much? 5. Keep that one in your mind. Okay. According to option A, what is your investment? 70,000. Time duration? 1 year only, right? So please do calculate 5% of 70,000, because you actually need to use the formula P T R by 100. Instead, 1 by 100 means it's a percentage only, right? That's why simply use your calculator and tell me what is 5% of 70,000. 70,000 into 5%. How much I got? 3,500 as the interest for 1 year. But according to the question, what is the interest? 730. It is not even near, right? Option A got eliminated. Now please do calculate the 5% of 14,000. I got 700, which is somehow near. Let me verify the remaining options. If the remaining options got eliminated, means this one is the possible answer, right? Yeah, 24,000. 24,000 into 5%. 1,200, which is also far away, right? 38,000. 38,000 into 5%. 1,900. Nobody is not at all nearer to that 700. Who is nearer to 700? That 14,000, right? So there's no need to calculate 1/7, 1/2 or the rest. It's a simple way of solving this question. So I'm expecting the same from you all for 42. Please try to do the same for question number 42. The first investment is 1/3, the second investment is 1/4, and the third investment is the balance. So the first is invested at 7%, and the second is invested at 8%, and the third is invested for 10%. So if his annual income means 1 year interest is 561, the capital is. For this question also, I'm going to choose, or I'm going to pick option verification only. Guys, remember one thing. In the last question also, you got 700. Remember guys, you should not get your answer as more than 730. If it is more than 730 means that option can be avoided. Remember that one also in your mind. So now I'm having option A is 5,400, or else first of all I need to calculate the average. No, 7, 8, 10. Calculate the average of 7, 8, 10. I got 8.3 bar. I'm not doing that much. I'm taking 8.33. 2 3s that I'm taking, guys. 8.33. So please do calculate 8.33% of 5,400. I got 449 point something. But we need to get 560, which is not nearer, no? So let me move on to 6,000. 6,000 into 8.33%. I got 499, somewhat near. Now let me verify with 6,600. 6,600 into 8.33 is what? 549.7, which is 550, somewhat nearer, no? Now let me verify with 7,200 and then I can confirm the answer. 7,200 into 8.33%. Yes, please be here. 599, which crosses the value that we need, no? And I have already told you that your value must not exceed 561. It might be lesser than 561. So who is the possible correct answer? Yes, option C. Now you people might get this out, madam, if there are two values which are almost nearer to 561. So guys, do one thing. Calculate the difference between 561 and those two more nearer values. The one which is having least difference is the correct answer. Okay. Yes. If there are multiple options which are closer to 561, identify the difference between that option and 561. The option which is having least difference is considered as the correct answer. So these are all the shortcuts that are related to simple interest, guys. Yes, of course, we have compound interest and the rest also. But up to simple interest, these are all the things that you need to keep in your mind. Yes, we need formulas. Of course, we need calculator shortcuts also. Use inverse calculation most to reduce the length of the solution. And don't go for substitutions and all. Substitutions and all takes a lot of time, guys. It is better to use your calculator tips.